Distinguished colleagues, this is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already tell me print.
Distinguished colleagues, this is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already tell me print. But before you print, come back to me.
Distinguished colleagues, this is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already tell me print. But before you print, come back to me. Critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already tell me print. But before you print, come back to me. There is nothing in our critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already tell me print. But before you print, come back to me. There is nothing in our paragraph that indicated that money should be printed.
The essence of this exercise.
The only independent voice of Liberia. No allegiance to any political party, organization, institution, or individual. Freedom FM 87.9, your best choice.
Distinguished colleagues, this is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already tell me print. But before you print, come back to me. Issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already tell me print. But before you print, come back to me. There is nothing in our paragraph that indicated that money should be printed.
The essence of
issue in this country, and we must stand up. Issue in this country.
Distinguished colleagues, this is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already tell me print. But before you print, come back to me. There is nothing in our paragraph that indicated that money should be printed.
The essence of this exercise, the essence of this exercise is to know the facts. Everybody will have the opportunity to ask questions if you so desire.
Good afternoon, good evening, good morning, wherever you are, however you are listening to the conversation. This is Freedom Hub on 87.9. My name is Khan Oliver Kine. Princess Alexa Vanja Colley will join us hopefully on Monday. She's currently in Brussels, there in Europe on some, professional engagement. But again, we are back today with this wonderful, wonderful edition. And today, we are playing host to the representative from Nikru Town, the Honorable Dixon Wulawi Sibo. He's going to tell us exactly what he has been doing with the position, what is he doing with the people's job, the challenges, he has encountered, what are the prospects, what are the achievements. Is he contesting? Is he going for re-elections? What are his chances? What are the things that he did not complete? What are the issues that he was unable to do, for which he's, going to do, going to be a part of the re-election period? Too many things. That will take us up to 5:15 today. At 20 minutes after 5, we're going to be having the Deputy Minister at the level of the Ministry of Education, the Honorable Minister Latim Daton. He's going to tell us more about the educational system of our country, specifically the Ministry of Education and what they're doing in an effort to transform the educational sector from a mess, like Ellen Johnson Sirleaf would say, to where the country will anticipate in terms of, progress being made. We take a few bars of our team song. By the time we return here, we're going to be having word from our sponsor, Crime Stoppers Liberia. And subsequently, we'll run strictly to, mean business when the Honorable Dixon Sibo is going to be speaking to his people from across Nikru Town, St. Paul Bridge community, those of you in the Crab Hole area, and the rest of, district number 16.
Hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-side justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we have seen in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Simon.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. Honorable Sibo, you will have to use your headphone if it is okay by you. So we have Representative Dixon Sibo. He's from the Coalition for Democratic Change. At the same time, the lawmaker representing the people of District Number 16, Montserrat County. He's our guest today, and we want to say welcome to Freedom Hub. This should be your debut on the afternoon conversation. Good afternoon.
Well, good afternoon. But anyone you told that statement that is my debut after
on Freedom Hub,
on Freedom Hub after these long years, considering our interaction outside, the person may not want to believe it.
Oh yeah,
but it's good that we are debuting now.
And more besides, whenever the show is about to start
for the past 5 years,
for the past
my
5
voice
years,
is played.
Your voice, and I want you to listen to it.
This is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth.
Issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because For you to use the fact that prior to printing, it means you already telling me print. But before you print, come back to me.
But before you print, come back to me.
I was the first time I heard it, I was wondering how did this guy catch that particular part of it. But again, I mean, we were like rookies when we entered the Capitol building.
Oh yeah,
that was one of our first big debate we're involved with, and because of my background as chairperson on banking and currency, I was leading that effort just to ensure that we right the wrong that was done during the printing of the old currency during the last regime.
Obviously, but it's a sad situation in your district. Today is the 19th of January. A year ago, the people of Negrotown woke up to a very sad situation. You led, an intervention with some of the different institutions in the borough, and a memorial monument was commissioned. You want to begin with that portion of it before we run into the main political stuff.
Yeah, so we were doing greetings initially, but I would have not started this show without mentioning that. And thankfully, you brought it up again today. Our hearts are bleeding again. I mean, every time those of us who practice on the DJF field go to practice and we see the monument, we cannot forget January 19, 2022. And so today marks year one since that ugly incident occurred in our district.
Okay.
We were able to gather this morning along with the office of the governor and few of the relatives of those who lost their lives, just to remember them and to lay floral design on the monument in commemorating their death.
Okay.
It's our heartfelt prayer that this does not happen anywhere in this country anymore, wherein a group of people will go to seek God's face, and then that kind of a thing is going, will ever happen. But again, one thing we are grateful for is that over the 1 year, we have remained engaged with most of the people who lost their families.
Okay.
And to a considerable extent, in as much as nobody's going to fill a void of somebody who passes away. But again, with time, God being involved in the process, the healing process has gone on massively. And so we are grateful that we still interact with most of the people who lost their relatives. And I think they are doing relatively well.
Okay. Today is the 19th of January 2023. You are less than 12 months into your first term of office. Where is the district? You took over from the former lawmaker. You want to give us an overview of the district you're currently representing?
So I like to be grateful. When people serve, you need to just give them thanks for the period in which they serve. And so I like to start by saying a very big thank you to Honorable Fall for 12 years.
He gave the district to you.
Well, not necessarily, because then he wouldn't have run against me. But anyway, how be it? That is like a baton.
Okay.
Whichever way you got it, he turned it over. So
sure.
So that's the point I think you are making. But he did his part. And since 2017 or 2018, when we assumed our office, things that we were critically concerned about, we have managed to move the needle.
Okay.
One of the issues we're concerned about, and of course it started on Honorable 4, is the negotiation for the ocean. Of course, you somebody who frequent Negrotown, and you know how far the ocean was, and so that was a key priority. Thankfully, under the leadership of Josh Mananguia as president and Man Gabo as the legislator, we were able to make a case, and that issue of erosion has been solved almost 80%.
Almost 80%?
Yes, right now, the last part of it, just yesterday, Lens of Mines, the reason they've not done it is because we're in the rainy season and the roads were not pliable. Now they are being worked on, and they promise to start very, very early, hopefully next week or the week after.
You're saying hopefully next week?
Hopefully next week or the week after. Now, mind you, when these guys gave dates, anything could happen. So again, that's why I said hopefully. But that was one big needle we moved, that this issue.
Let's look at the time. After 5 years, why is it happening this time around?
No.
Uh-huh.
So it was a process. You are building a fence against the ocean.
Okay.
It has not happened in 1 year.
Okay.
We started a process as early as 2020.
The one behind
Just-
D12, right behind D12 was done in.
From the only thing that was done beyond D12 was the few stones that were gathered. It was not any defense.
Okay.
So we started 2020 from as far as Popo Beach, where they used to have Since Academy in.
Okay.
All the way now we are to Florida. So it's a period of time in which it was done. It's not 1 year project.
Okay.
It has been a rolling project, and that's why it has not completed again. Mind you now, every time funds run out of donors or fund runs from the budget, we have to make a case, and that's why we just made a case, and we are expecting to use another 250,000. So it's a running project. But thankfully, that was absent before. Now we can probably say we have done it.
Okay.
And it implies that going forward, we don't expect anybody to be moved from Nugutan because of erosion.
Okay, so
once it's done.
So you're assuring the people that maybe next week or the week after, or based on some other technical issues, but very soon that project is going to commence.
It's going to be completed.
Okay,
because it commenced more than 3 years ago.
Okay,
so
now let's look at other issues. Your district is heavily populated. It is a part of some of the most destituted part of our country. A lot of young people there. A slum community. Let's look at key issues. We want to talk about the educational, side of things. What were you able to look into under your watch?
So under my watch, again, I campaigned primarily on ensuring that I sent more people to school.
Okay.
And KOK, the reason why I went that route is because, of course, you know that Nugutan is one of the impoverished areas.
Sure.
But again, more than that, some of us came from very, very, even poorer families than the regular poor. And so we struggled to come to school. Many days, just after 1990 war, I was almost a senior student now in high school. I had to walk from Nugutan many days to SDA High School.
Okay.
Even when I went to college, many days I walked from Nugutan to LU campus. So my key focus on a campaign, that is my signature project, was to make sure that I send people to school. And what we've managed to achieve doing that is since year one, I mean 2018, from 2018 to current year,
okay,
we have consistently sent people to school, and our scholarship now has grown to approximately $6.8 million Liberian dollars.
6.8.
Yes, that is around 47,000 per year. So coming from 2018, we started from around 3.5, we went to 5 million, 6 million. Now we are around 6.7 million, which is around 47,000.
Wow.
It implies that if we took the average of around 40,000 in the past 5 years, we have managed to raise 200,000 to send kids to school. And this calculation is just on grade school.
Okay.
Those we send to college, we don't capture them in our metrics. But a lot of people, every semester, we do up to 20 young people, 30 young people, based on the case. So again, the point I was trying to make is, before I became representative, maybe in the former representative's personal school,
okay,
but to say there was a scholarship program for the district run by the office of the representative, that was absent. That we achieved in 5 years. And we because again, we are going to be in office for the next 6 years. So our thing is, we were focused more
depending on if you're re-elected.
I mean, I will be re-elected. So I'm using it as a given. So what we want to do now is we want to drill it towards saying, look, you've been so much focused on high school, elementary and high school. Let's do the program to 3 dimensions. So beginning 2024, first semester, we will do the entire package of 47,000.
Okay.
We'll do 50% of that for grade school, 25% for college, whichever college in Liberia. And then the other 25%, we need to begin to have students who got master's degree.
Okay.
I want to see that when my tenure is ending in 2029, I will have sent almost 20 young people to college in different countries to do their master's program. So again, my signature project is education. And that's what I've been focused on and been doing it very well.
Good. Now, talking about the educational, sector, the normal educational routine we have in this country is the social studies. We go do mathematics, we do the sciences. people are concerned about handed jobs, technical vocational institution. Somebody is thinking, what's the lawmaker thinking about in terms of transforming the HO detour into some technical vocational institution that will give the young people in Negro Town some skills? They could be carpenters.
Okay.
Are you concentrating on
So we
that?
have had the discussion already.
Mm-hmm. It's been 5 years now.
No. We have had it. We did not think about that.
Okay.
The thought came so much when there was a big rise in our disadvantaged youth issue.
Mm-hmm.
I have gone there severally. I've had 2 of my different birthdays in 2 different years, celebrating with them and challenging them that we needed to make some radical change.
Okay.
And so it was contingent on that. We made a case with the Ministry of Education. And thankfully, I think it was coincidentally, the Ministry of Education already had a plan of moving that Streetway, Churchman High, and 2 other high schools to do vocational part of it.
Okay.
So that is it's
already in the pipeline.
The fundings are being governed through partners to make sure that happens. But secondly, we besides the high school being a vocational, we've managed to work along with our partners UNICEF, and we've completed a resource center for adolescents, girls, and boys.
Okay.
That is going to be used to transform people.
What is the status of that?
Fully completed, is being used as we speak.
Okay.
The new budget for the Ministry of Gender, because again, the spending in it, the using agency is going to be under the Ministry of Agenda.
Okay.
So in their budget this year, we are ensuring that we even increase the amount, because before they ran that program under a UNICEF program, and the funding we were having was a smaller amount. So we're going to make the space bigger, and because again, it's a huge facility that can take up to 300 young people learning together in different classrooms. So Ministry of Gender is going to be offering through a local NGO different training programs for males and females, adolescent age, that will help to transform. Then now, the challenge now is we have been reaching out. One of my staff has a good relationship with disadvantaged youth.
Okay. And
so we have a program that he reaches out every now and then to make a case for those of them. It takes time. When people get in that thing to get moved from there, not easy.
You're talking about rehabilitation.
So we've been talking to some of them that will eventually leave from there and join the adolescent program for transformation. So on that end of education, we are not just concerned about high school and or college. We are doing the vocational issue, and then the adolescent school that is going to help us massively with the vocation.
How do you go about selecting those who are always benefiting from your scholarship or educational assistance? How do you do it?
So on the overall, besides the kids who go to college on me, it's going to be, most of them is on a need basis.
Okay.
So I don't say I have.
Do you have a criteria?
No. I don't
people who support me or
no. So I'll get to that KOK. So I don't have a criteria set for college.
Okay.
So KOK, my brother wants to go to AME, and he approaches me in the semester. Just bring your grade sheet. What's your grade point? Not necessarily to deny you, just to ensure that you are in school.
Even if KOK is supporting Ford and you are aware,
it doesn't matter.
Don't you discriminate in terms of awarding?
And if you see the young folks that are sent to school, especially in the college, almost 80% of those who are paid school fee for every semester in college, they were not on my 2017.
Okay.
You again, with the last open and some of them call, they will tell you 80% of the young folks that are sent to college now, as we speak, they were not in my line.
Okay.
Now, but dynamics have changed. Maybe they will be in my line because of everything else that be happening.
Okay.
But the point is, on the high school level, we do not discriminate.
Okay.
We divide it per community. We have about 27 communities. So, for example, we say this semester, every community is going to produce 10 people. And then those who are honor roll students, those who are scholars, do make 90 and above. That's a given. We don't have to rotate them. Every year they qualify. So we'll have about 40 or 20 students who make 90 and above. Wherever school you go into, you are already on it by qualification.
Okay.
The rest of the folks will use the community either through our party structure in terms of our zonal here, or the community chairperson, as the case may be. And then because the rationale is, let's give it to most people who are most wanting, people who really in need.
Okay.
So the community people, they don't suggest to us, they present to us an approved list from themselves. And let me tell you, because you raised the issue, I have met folks who were against me in 2017, and their kids are on my scholarship as we speak today.
And that's exactly why I was concerned as to whether you.
So my scholarship is not about them.
Don't you eject the names whenever you see them?
No, we have no cause. The scholarship is not about them. The scholarship is about the kids.
Okay.
And I see myself 35, 40 years ago as those kids who
never had money to go to school.
Exactly. And that's the main driver of the program. So again, it has got nothing to do with politics or who voted for you. Our challenge in that, again, is that because we pay in bulk, we don't do one child, you just go and pay. Most of the schools, what we do, we write at the beginning of the school year and we pay over time, but we ensure that before the school year ends, we should have paid all of our fees. There are few schools who decide to be political. And so, because they know that as a politician who is doing it, even though they have a communique and that they consented to that you will pay over a period, sometimes they'll just get and put our students out. Even though they have assurance and they have been for 3-4 years in a row, they have been paid throughout. But take, for example, if I'm paying school fees, now they haven't found out, we've paid almost 17,000 out of 47,000 as we speak.
Okay.
So our total should be around 23,000. So normally, maybe at the end of the period, this semester, somebody will say, because you owe 6,000 balance in the book, few people who want to be political because, again, they want to make a point that the lawmakers say, you can't pay your school fee. They post our case out. What we've told them is that, look, when the office of the lawmaker commits and you have a record that shows that at the close of the school year, he will not owe you going to any school. Let me tell you what happened one time. Okay, it's good you brought this up. During the corona, the school year just ended in some kind of way.
Sure.
So some of the families couldn't register as students because we have now completed payment because, again, cash flow got distorted. So most of them pay for their kids. You know what we did? Before they got in the next school year, we made sure if you pay balance 5,000 for your kids' school fee, we give you 5,000 cash back.
The parents will call. They are listening.
Of course, yes.
Okay.
We made sure every parent, if you pay 10,000, we made sure we give you 10,000 back just to make sure we set the record straight. So again, going back to your question, it is non-political in terms of whether you supported me or not, because I've met a lot of people who did not support me, who will not support me this year, but their kids are still benefiting from my scholarship. Let's
look at peace and security, the rule of law. Your district, like all other urban communities in Monserrado, got a lot of young people. Like we talk about the disadvantaged youth. Security, what is it? What do you have on your docket? What have you been doing? The police station there, is it up and running? The courts there, are they up to standard? What are you doing on the floor of the legislature to ensure that the courts, the police stations, the different law enforcement agencies operating in your district will be effective?
Okay, so let me start from this point, KOK, and that's why I was a proud co-sponsor of the drug law.
Okay,
because most of these things happen because of the issue of drugs. So I was proud to have signed that the drug law should be non-billable. I still remain clear on that.
Okay.
I hope our colleagues in the Senate can do whatever amendments. Let's have a conference committee and clear out quickly. Because drug is the main source of most of the things that we experience in our districts. Coming to your point, one of the key driver of security is electricity.
Okay.
So from time to time, we have worked with LEC. We have mounted street lights in different areas. Of course, sometimes they will go off. We got to redo. We've been working with different communities to have transformers so that you can be able to ensure that in the night period, the entire district is lighted to a considerable extent that will help people. It's a challenge, but we are still working on that with the electricity corporation. So that's one aspect.
Okay.
A second aspect is that we saw the need that we need to expand our police station because for a long time, the second airport, there's a police zone and 2 depots in our district.
Okay.
So the depot 2, which is in St. Paul Bridge, had challenge in terms of the place they were and rent issue and all of that. And so the folks in St. Paul Bridge made a case and were able to build a position, not just build a position, but a much larger one, more capacity and all of that. So police presence in our district,
you build it from your office.
yeah, of course. When we get engagement money in that, what we can be doing?
Okay.
The 10,000 we can get. That's money we use.
No, I'm gonna come to the 10,000.
I already telling you.
No, you don't have to run. I'm gonna come to the 10,000.
You just ask what I believe in my office.
Okay.
So okay, the real answer is yes.
Okay.
So, but the point is, with that police station, the presence of the amount of police people, because it's a bigger space, has increased considerably.
Your critics said the place you build is a matchbox. And
Yeah.
you're saying is a large area.
Yeah. So when you do large, a lot of people who talk, they don't know about relativity. So somebody can be short, and somebody who's short are taller than the person. So that's a separate issue.
Okay.
So if they say it's a matchbox, let's just compare it to where it was. Then you will know whether it's better off or not.
Okay.
But the key issue is we have a place now that is much more presentable, bigger in every shape and form than the last one we had. Because of that, the amount of police people have, not the number of police people has increased. So that's on the security, another part of the security. But a third part of the security is what we're discussing when it came to the issue of school.
Okay.
Because you can just, securities can be around, but when you try to make do the individuals, that's even better security. So we're pushing most of them now with this resource center completed towards being rehabilitated and getting skills. And in my view, that is going to be the much larger part of the security that we can ever give them. So we're facing all of those from three perspectives.
You're from the ruling party, and the government, from a national perspective, is involved with providing recreational facilities for young people all across the country. The Invisible Pack is one. PHP is another one. Let's look at what you've been doing with the young people in terms of recreation. I heard you had this pageantry, in Nickertown Miss District number 16. But what do you have on deck? Why is D12 football field still having sand on it when a Dixon Sibo, who is the lawmaker from CDC, having President, we are putting artificial turf on other football fields around the country?
So the first thing is, when you talk about recreation, you just mentioned pageant. It was a bomb.
Okay.
But before then, we had a massive football tournament across our entire district, where the prize that people won made them to feel that they played for something. And we are having the second one before our elections time.
Sure.
The pageant is we hope to make it year on year or every other 2 years. And the reason we chose to go the pageant route is because and I know that for a long time, women have been disadvantaged. Women have been looked down on. So it's important for you to give them the opportunity so that they can be able to express themselves. My daughter, my oldest kid, is a veteran when it comes to writing poems and just speaking out. So it's a gift that she has. So you got to bring it up in your, so in February, we're going to be sponsoring a program for her. But the point I'm making is that because women have been marginalized, so it's good for you to bring in the young ladies and give them some opportunity. If they want to be steadied, then they can get more advantage from that process. Coming to the issue of D12 field.
Oh yeah, you are a CDC lawmaker.
So the first thing is we have had long engagement. I've been running after D12 from not this president, not the government, from the angle of LFA.
Okay.
I serve on a subcommittee at the LFA.
Okay.
And so I've been making a case.
So that is over now. You're a lawmaker now.
No. So Carl, you won't about that. I can be the lawmaker. I can get to answer.
Okay.
So I'm trying to leave a business. So the point I'm making is that our problem we have had with D12 fee is over the period, LFA could not do intervention because the fee was seen as not being for the community.
Okay.
So we've been going back and forth with MCSS, and from every indication now, it's clear that the fee is for the community.
Okay.
So we are one step ahead.
When did you conclude that?
Oh, just it was 2 weeks ago now.
2 weeks ago, you were able to finalize
exactly
the ownership of the field.
Exactly.
Okay.
It was a long, tough battle back and forth. It was nasty.
Were you engaged with it?
Yes, but mind you don't use your office against the law.
Okay.
So the way Nickertown is structured, if we cannot get a D from the governor's office to prove, or you land commission, it becomes a difficult route to go. So we had to be careful with the law before you be seen as misusing your office.
Okay.
So fast forward, since we have got the final go ahead, we started by ourselves doing some piece of job with the field, elevating the field. Thankfully, without calling the office of the president, because again, I'm sure you know that the president has scored some areas. We did not hear our name, but as far as I was concerned, we were in the package.
There is a project in West Point. You know, currently ongoing.
Yes. One is coming up in Clarendon, one is going to go to Logantown. So we did not hear our name, but I believe strongly that we were involved. So, but because of our intervention, I just received.
Maybe because you did not pressurize.
No.
Okay.
We did not have to pressurize.
Okay.
Because when it comes to sports in this country, if you count in two communities that have produced, including the president,
okay,
you got Nikuta. So our deduction was that we were into it. But the president somehow saw the footage of me doing the work on the field, putting in more day and giving some a good space, and he was surprised. Why is he doing it? So I was called and I said, look, I just want to start a process that you want to do. So late yesterday evening, we were finally confirmed that our fee is going to be elevated. But you see, it's just one survey.
Okay.
Our field was done partially before. And so one of the things that we're going to be concerned about is not just to get build a stadium, which needs renovation and things, but to also ensure that we build a place of residence inside.
Okay.
So that somebody takes care of the property. And so I'm working along with the guy who manages our F8. One Emmanuel Eka Davis, and we will ensure that D2F field. When you
go to the Invisible Park, you don't see sand on the playing page. Is it going to be the same thing in Nikutown?
The page in the Invisible Park will be the same as PHP.
Okay.
It will be the same as Nikutown.
Okay.
There will be no difference. Yeah, it will be done actually that same way. Because one of the things we're doing, we are actually dividing the field from the school. So that's a personal project in erecting a fence that we are working on along with the FA subcommittee in our district.
Okay, we're about to wrap up from the community and go into legislative, interactions now. People know you to be a scholar, and they're surprised that you will organize pageantry instead of quizzing and debate tournaments. What is it? You want to respond to that?
Well, the first thing is anybody who thinks that a person got to be upside down, because mind you, when you organize things that should be intellectual, that be void of politics. So, take for example, KOK. If you came to me to organize a quizzing tournament, and you are coming politically in terms of saying I've already voiced your support to another candidate, and you're coming to me for my support of your program. No, that politics now, I'm not going to talk in that part.
Okay.
What I have told them, and we've done that before, even before I became representative, I sponsor tournaments on a FOBE, Federation Borrow Youth. So we've been clear with those. What we have said is that once the tournament is planned and is void of political, because when you do academic work, it can be that you want to showcase people. You understand what I'm saying? They see what you in football, they say no politics into it. So, but if you came to me to sponsor you, take for example, I just got to know the other day that they have a district team. You have a district team. Who are they? Have you interacted with me? No, you have not. So we have not reneged. Of course, I was a quizzer in SD High School.
Okay.
So we have not reneged from doing that. As a matter of fact, we just met the district team and they are working in consonance with our office for them to have a very big program that's coming up to do that. What kids have done is that they have been more or less political in most of their things. And when there are certain things that don't mix politics with, you want to be academic, let's be academic. If you want to be political, let's draw a political line. This is 2023. And any bullet that we receive will not carry bagel.
Okay.
We'll return bullet for bullet.
You were elected by the people of District 16 not to build them, roads from your pockets, not to build them police stations. You were elected for 3 cardinal responsibilities. Let's go one by one. Oversight, lawmaking, and representation. That is what we are told are the 3 cardinal responsibilities of a lawmaker. let's go to lawmaking. What have you done? Are you, I'm asking for the sake of the public. I know you personally, but what have you done on the floor in terms of your lawmaking responsibility?
So let me state one challenge of frustration, because in one of your write-ups you were talking about frustration.
Mhm.
That's one of my biggest frustration on Capitol Hill.
Okay.
The time frame it takes for a bill to become a law
Okay.
is quite too long. We need to manage ourselves more when you send the committee room, when it comes out, when it goes to the Senate, when it gets to the presidency. I think we need to work around it as an institution.
Mhm.
And I'm not directing this to a person. It's an institutional issue.
Okay.
So, and that's a big challenge. So,
Mhm.
on the issue of lawmaking,
Mhm.
I co-sponsor along with my colleagues, Richard Kuhn, Hassan Kesdu, with the lead person as Francis Dubois, along with Gligier, the harmonization bill.
Okay. You co-sponsor it?
Yes,
Mhm.
because the harmonization was.
Who was the lead sponsor?
Of course, it was Francis Dubois.
Okay.
So basically, the harmonization was just cutting.
Mhm.
But we got to a point that you couldn't touch somebody like the judiciary. You couldn't touch certain people. So we had to come up with a law that will surpass that, so as we can be able to get to where we wanted to get. So again, thankfully, that was one of the quickest bill that was turned to a law that we ever experienced in the Capitol building. Along with Richard Kuhn, one of the campaign promises we made was the issue of the elderly, to be able to find homes for elderly. So we were able to pass a bill from the House of Representatives, which unfortunately still sits with the Senate.
Okay.
That we need to give our elderly people some space, in terms of making sure that as they get older, people can take care of them.
When you say people, you mean the government?
Of course, yes.
Okay.
Yes, that's social service. So again, we were able to pass that successfully in the House of Representatives. It's still languishing in the.
So you co-sponsor that law that's supposed to have older people, elderly people taken care of by the government.
In terms of homes.
Okay.
Yeah, because you got to make sure that they have somewhere to take be. One key bill that I sponsor, and because I'm a financial person, most of the issues that I'm going to focus on are financial driven. All major bills, revenue bills, and investment bills that have entered the House, I have played a lead role in ensuring that they are passed, whether from the budget or the investment incentives or whatever it is. Though I'm not a I'm not a genuine member of any of those committees, but because of my expert role, I play a lead into ensuring that those bills are passed. On the issue of one bill that has been languishing in our committee room, we have even asked for us to have it relieved from committee room, is this issue of what we say expropriation.
Okay.
And people, again, it has to take us a long time for some colleagues to understand where we want to go. KOK, and I know that since Firestone and all these people being here, they take our minerals away. We don't see the total proceeds coming to us. So what we're saying is that we needed this bill to be passed since 2019 to ensure that when you sell our minerals, the money should come through a bank in Liberia. Let's know the total value of the things that we sold.
Okay.
As we speak, we still languish in committee. So basically, on lawmaking, those are more financial technical areas that we've been involved with and ensuring that we pass that. Besides that, we were very much instrumental in this issue concerning the LRA in terms of percentage that they get for their operations. Right now, we are even trying to make an amendment that will increase them above 5% on the overall of what they collect, so to operationalize the LRA. Because why? The only way you can raise revenue, you have to use money to raise. You can only raise money with money. So that's a case I'm making in this budget year, so that the operational funding for LRA goes up to commensurate with the kind of work we want them to do.
Some of the projects you've implemented and some of the initiatives you've undertaken are issues that fall under your oversight responsibilities.
Yeah.
Now, representation will also have some level of connection in it. Now, our take is to look at life in the legislature, versus life outside the legislature, and that is where we're going to be bringing in the 30,000 situation. Why you are allotting 30,000 to yourselves, for community engagement as lawmakers? Do you support it?
Those who know numbers, we just think is still too small.
Why are you giving yourself 30,000?
No, we're not giving ourselves. Look, so let me just give this scenario. The office of the speaker has an operational budget.
Okay.
The office of the Senate Pro Tem has an operational budget.
Okay.
So the deputy speaker. Go to the US, go to every other country that has this kind of governance.
The US get plenty of money.
No. No. It's not about the amount of money.
Okay.
It's about the concept.
Okay.
So for us to operate, we all need operational budget. But besides that point,
so the 30,000 is your operational budget as a lawmaker.
No.
Okay.
Not just that. It helps us to be able to also do things in our district that will take a longer time for central government to do. I'll give you a reason.
Honorable Sibo, your responsibility as a lawmaker covers oversight, representation, and lawmaking.
Okay.
You're not supposed to be doing projects.
No. Okay. Let me just say it the other way around. You are giving the dictionary definition of lawmaker. In our country,
it's because you go to the people. It's because when you go to the people for their positions, you promise them these things. That's why you are under pressure to put money in the budget for it.
No. Okay. We got to. That mindset has got to change.
Why?
Because in our environment, people see their lawmakers as final resort. One, two. In their mind, there are certain things that the central government will not be able to do that they expect their lawmakers to do as quickly as possible. So let me do the clock around.
Okay.
Before we begin representative, there was this legislative project that was being run by Liz. When we became representative, it was not as effective. And so for 2, 3 years, 4 years, we could not get projects done in our district. It should have been done by them. So because it was not happening that way, we as a group said, look, for us to do some projects, like for example, if I'm making a case for that police station to be built by the national police station, it would have taken forever. It would have never been built. So it's contingent on that. We said the way our governance structure is looking and how our constituents.
So instead of you facing the governance, challenges, you thought to put the money in your own, account to do the project yourself.
No, and you're getting it wrong.
Okay.
So put the money in your own account is
so when
it has been as literal as possible. As possible is, and that's not the case.
Okay.
So for example, I have issue with the structure laws.
Okay.
And I'm being honest with you because it can come and find us back.
That's why I was asking for your own personal, professional.
I'm telling you now first that if you ask me whether it was a good thing to do, I think we should even get it up to 100,000.
Really?
No, I mean, even if we could get up to 150,000.
Okay.
In other words, any day I will be able to tell you that because of the nature of the work we do and how more of our people get part of the national cake, the 30,000 is far too low. But let me give you the other way around. So, the point I was trying to get to is the issue I have with the process. When you spend public monies, you must make account of it. So the sad part of that structure, which most of us have argued, this time I'm going to be my first time on radio, I've argued in the House flow, is that when the government gives you engagement of 30,000,
you got to make a report.
Be able to make a report and account for it.
And this is why people have issues.
No, that's not what people have issue with. You know what people have issue with?
No.
It shouldn't be. They're not saying the accountability part of it.
And the reason why they're saying it shouldn't be is because some of your colleagues would take the money and refuse to do,
So, okay. Each of us were elected by different electors in different areas with different mindsets.
Okay.
If I took mine 30,000, take for example, the first 30,000 we received, we did some intervention with Redemption Hospital. We did some intervention with.
When you were doing it, did you tell them it's from the 30,000?
Yes, of course.
Okay,
of course. We were clear on that. So if I had not done that, the children in the good time will roast me.
Okay.
Even with the second batch that we used on the police station, and we had to put more monies there to complete the police station with also the intervention of Maria breweries to buy the furnitures. The young people still think that it doesn't make sense.
How many times do you have 30,000 allotted to a lawmaker per year?
One time.
One time. So every year it's 30,000.
Well, unfortunately, the budget came. We don't see it in it. We'll put it back.
You put the 30,000 back in the budget.
Yeah.
And you think it's a good thing to do?
No, it's not just good. It's extremely good because the benefit that I have derived from it, the benefit that people in St. Paul Bridge have benefited.
Your job is to be a lawmaker.
So that's why it's important.
You are not supposed to be building structures. No. That should be left with the executive. Why are you putting money into?
Okay, let me just transition you. Even though you're sitting in front of me, let me put your mind into the Americas and other countries.
Okay.
You are sitting in Liberia, but you are thinking foreign.
Okay.
We are talking about local politics, and you say you shouldn't be.
But we should fix it.
People, yeah, that's what we're fixing. So, you know how we're fixing it?
No.
We are saying if Liz should be doing project for us, then there is no need. So, because Liz have not been able to do.
But you are the lawmakers. You should be able to summon Liz.
So, what we have said, and what have worked best is that this structure. The sad part of it to me, and because I like to be objective, is that we need to be clear on the accountability part of that money.
Mr. Sibo,
yes.
When Liz was in charge of this whole implementation of the projects across the country, the lawmakers had the constitutional power to summon Liz, to account for monies that they've been given.
Governance is not static.
So what
governance is dynamic. Based on what has happened over the period.
Why don't you ship the thing back to Liz?
Based on what has happened during the period, the House of Representatives, the House of Senate, the National Legislature have said that as far as we are concerned, based on the learning curve, we think this is the best route.
There are some of your colleagues there are some of your colleagues who have not spent a cent on the people from the 30,000. How do we account for that?
So that's why the people must be a checkmate to their lawmakers. If I will receive, Mayu, every time that happens, I'm the first person to say it. I don't care. I'm the first person to say I've received.
Saying it is one thing.
And not just saying it, but using it also.
Okay.
So the question now is going to be, was it used effectively? Was it used to the full context of the full amount was used? That's a separate issue. You understand? And that's why I have decried the accounting behind the receipt and usage of this 30,000. I'm of the strongest conviction, and I'm prepared to sign that we must account fully for public money that we use. And if it means that we got to be audited, of course, we should be audited so that the public knows that we've used public money anyway. I know plenty of people in the public will not agree with me, but I'm speaking as a politician, and I'm speaking because of the dividend that we have derived, from the entire process of using the monies that we've used.
You're making controversial positions.
No. What is controversial?
Calling for the $30,000 to be increased if you were asked.
Yeah. With a caution.
So if the budget is before you, what's going to be your projection?
Which projection?
So
you have not even replaced the 30,000 here.
So you're going to be asking for the 30,000 to be.
No. So again, the budget is a projection, and we got to operate within a space. Mind you, maybe one of the reasons why the 30,000 was not even directed to us is not because of the public. It's because we have a big project as a country this year.
Okay,
a big election project. So maybe that could be because again we have not started the hearing yet. When finance minister comes in, he will tell us the rationale beyond that. But the point I'm making is that with availability of resources, it is important that every facet of the society get a piece of the national power. In my view, with lawmakers receiving and genuinely using those monies in their district, more and more people receive a part of the cake. And that's my personal view.
Before going to Capitol Hill, you were in the bank, working as a banker. Do you regret sometimes being a lawmaker? I want you to be honest with that answer.
It has given me a bigger platform. It is a little academically, it's a little lazy.
Okay.
Academically, it's a little lazy. But as a person, my personal development and my my everything else have been uplifted.
Okay.
Because of my position as a representative. It gave me a bigger scope. I've interacted with.
It gave you bigger bank accounts.
No, not really.
You sure?
Oh, but okay. The last place I worked, I made more money than I made now today. The last place I worked with Lone Star. My last position before I became representative, I was senior manager of a compliance.
You made more money
for Liberia and Guinea-Bissau. And today, as my salary is, I say when I entered, because you know the harmonization aid us too, I made more money now than I make today.
You made more money at MTA
exactly
than what you make today.
Yes.
Why didn't you go back to MTA?
No, because I've decided to serve.
Okay.
I've decided to serve. I was at the Ministry of Finance. When I felt my time was over at Ministry of Finance, I went to a rigorous interview with MTN, serious interview with external partners, and I got a job that paid me very well. So it's not about getting a bigger account. I know people can say it's not just about service. Of course, it's about personal growth also, getting more into the political space. So the job have given me all of that. You understand? What we need to get is we need to build on the structure such that it changes a little bit more. It becomes more accountable. Like I'm talking about the 30,000 issue. You can't be receiving public money that you're not making account of. So when you do all of those, you make the system to be better. And we need to raise the bar. Today you get a one-term ticket. Anytime Tom Dick and Harry say you want to be represented. You understand? But mind you now, the nurses can take tests to start practicing. The teachers, the lawyers can take bar association tests before they start practicing.
Obviously.
Then they say anybody can be a politician, and we all agree. You understand? So we need to raise the bar a little so that people know that this is not just an ordinary place to come. It's a place that you will come. You're making decisions that are affecting the lives of hundreds of people. So I don't regret being a lawmaker. I think it's giving me a bigger space. And the role I play in the Capitol building today has even made my interaction with the bank more vibrant.
Okay, we're going to end up on this one. Then we conclude with 2023 and go to the lines. You are a CDC lawmaker, and there are rumors that some lawmakers, although they are CDC lawmakers, but they just don't have that right access to the Liberian president. What kind of lawmaker are you? How often do you interact with the president?
Any day I want to interact with the president. I think one of the problems people miss, before the president became president, he will call me any day. Where are you? He calls me,
okay,
where are you? Come, let's play. You understand? When the president becomes the president, he's not Josh Weah.
Okay.
He's not the senator that you can just walk on him. The problem most of our colleagues have had, or they are still having, is the thought that they must have unhindered access to the presidency. No, he's not Josh Weah. He's president of the Republic of Liberia.
Okay.
And so because they are not having that kind of access before, they think that they don't belong in the metrics. No. If I want to see the president, I send him a text, I call him. If the phone is not where he is with Finna will tell him that Sibo has called. Once he has the time, he will call me. I will go to see him. But I don't take the going to see the president as doing my job in the district.
Okay.
I take my district job first, but also when there is a need to see the president, I go to see the president. So again, we just need to see him not as Josh Weah we knew 2014, 2015. He is the president, and the details around the president in terms of security and his job will not permit me, even to our representative, to just walk to a house like I used to do when I play football with him every day. Okay. You understand? Okay. And so I hope our colleagues who are thinking whether they are not in the metrics will reshape their minds. He is the president. The president got schedules. And if you want to see him, you can make a case and you will see him.
There were lawmakers before you. There were folks who sat in the position you're currently occupying. And this year, you're going to go back to examinations. What's what are you going to the elections with?
Everything.
How confident are you? In terms of being optimistic, where are you?
300%.
Honorable Ford is breathing down your neck. The last interview you had, he said you did nothing in the district.
Yeah. So let me just say this. You know, there are certain things you don't to comment too much.
He's arguing that the proper housing units that were constructed are things that came as a result of the president's direct intervention. He's saying you've done little.
Let me say this. Honorable 4 is doing good as an educator.
Okay.
I have got folks who are paying school fees for every semester in a school. It's my plan that I increase the amount of students that go to a school so that I can pay more school fees.
The rest of the other aspirants are saying you're doing nothing.
He's doing well. Let him stay in education. Maybe God bless him with get.
You are doing well in the bank, but you choose to go and take him from.
I'm just saying I don't want to give credence to Honorable 4's statement.
Okay.
I take him as an educator, and let pray that his school can grow more.
You were in the bank. The people did not tell you to remain in the bank.
Let's say no.
They made you lawmaker.
Anyone who is rational,
and they think you are not doing what you're supposed to do.
Okay, I will get there. Anybody who is rational,
okay,
for me to say KOK is not doing well yet, you know, there'll be a yardstick. Somebody was sitting in his seat presenting this show. What did he do compared to what KOK is doing? Okay, that's how you do the measurement. And then coupled with my own promise.
Have you done more than what 4 used to do?
So let's just do it slowly.
Okay.
In 12 years.
Okay.
Any project 4 has done through the legislative budget or through the county development fund, there are 2. 12 years.
2.
Only 2.
You want to mention?
Douala Road.
Okay.
And the town hall in Simple Bridge. Not your money. That government money through the project.
So you did police station?
In 12 years.
Okay.
2 projects. In 12 years, besides his own school, and besides the schools of others who are in education, who say they want to unseat me, they have got single student, not a single student, in any other school that they are sponsoring.
Okay.
Fast forward to me.
6 years.
In 6 years, somebody says that I make a case, my work is to, like you said, answer-based police station, my work is to make government to function.
Sure.
People houses got burned in my district. The first thing I did, I made the president and the entire government to build 89 buildings. Somebody says it's not my project, but the person claims that the project to fix the road, I save the money from their pocket. That is highest degree of hypocrisy. 2, you were running after blocking the ocean for years, more than 30, 40 years, blocking the ocean. Under my regime, I work with the Ministry of Lands and Mines, the UNDP, and we have significantly blocked the ocean. And you say that I'm a project, but the town hall are your project.
Okay.
That degree number 2, hypocrisy. Number 3, you were there and you sat down. Douala Market was mischief. And we made a case through the government of Liberia. Japanese government came and I sat in border hearing where I infused more money into the Douala project. And Douala Market is completed. Okay. And you said Douala should have been a college. However, you build your own self a college and you say you saw Douala Market a college. That's hypocrisy number 3. I can go on and on. You did not send one student to school in the past 5 years. I have spent $200,000 to send people kids to school. The only place you have a student that in your own school, and you see that scholarship. But you know what you do? You carry the other students who paying fees up, school fees up, and you discount the other ones. At the end of the day, I mean, as simple finance, that financial engineering, you still gain the same amount of money as all gain, and you claim that you gave scholarship. No one, including the 4, who I don't want to mention, because again, I want gain some respect. No one has done an inch to what we have done in 5 years. Okay. Combine all of them. The other one who say we're running, you got one school and you say a free school. But I was paying my total bill at a school, one point in time was almost 150,000 per year. Okay. So how can you compare that? So for you to say I've not done anything, no, I'm not going to say I have done everything I want to do. There are a lot to be done. There are a lot of challenges, but you cannot compare me to any of them. They have not done anything. Okay. Even before I became representative, the intervention I have done is incomparable. So if you want to think you will use my record performance will outdo anything you ever did in the past 12 years in any way, in any shape or form. He complained that D2 should have been a college. But guess what did he do? Instead of making D2 a college, honor his 12 years, he built himself a college by himself. So how can you? That's hypocrisy. And you know how he sounds? He sounds like a desperate man who thinks that this job is the only job to do.
Mhm.
So let him wait. 2023 is already here.
Mhm.
October, they can all join together, make one ticket. I will beat them. Because, not because of the party first,
Mhm.
but because of record. I will be on my party's ticket as a candidate.
Mhm.
I will win Nickeltown because of my performance and because my party will give me 300% support.
Before we run up, we're wrapping up now. You mentioned your party, and that's what I want to ride through. Do you have the support of your partisans? You will need to win the party nomination before.
Look, our party is an institution.
Okay.
For me to have gotten here, I went to a primary with the same honorable.
Do you have the support of the zonal heads, the different party structures?
I can tell you clearly, as we speak, I am one of the representatives in the entire country that have the most vibrant relationship with my executive committee.
You can pick up the beginning telephone.
Who?
The zonal heads.
No. So let me just say it this way. I have unhindered access. They have unhindered access at any point in time. People can just walk in my house to me.
In Nickeltown.
Whether in Nickeltown, whether in Broadville, anywhere I am, they can just walk on me. So I'm not worried about primary. I'm one of those who have said, you have primary today, I'm the candidate. If we don't have primary, even better.
Who is Adolphus Sibo?
Oh, Adolphus is my eldest brother. He's 6 years older than me.
Your elder brother.
And I know you want to get into the issue he has at the cap.
You are a CDC lawmaker. Your elder brother is at LPRC. There is an issue where, it's been reported that a senior government official, senior partisan, as a matter of fact, subjected your elder brother to some
let's
humiliating situation. What did you do?
Let's graduate from this. This is not about partisanship.
Okay.
This is not about the individuals involved. My brother is a CDC partisan also. It's not about partisan. It's about decent work environment.
Okay.
And people misconstrue many times to use their offices to interfere with the law.
Your brother was humiliated, allegedly.
So my brother was humiliated, allegedly. He is following the process at LPRC. When the process is completed and he receives a report, and we look at the report, there are alternative measures we will take.
Okay.
I will not go fighting as if I don't understand how those who think that we should jump on LPRC have now worked before.
Okay.
In 2000, 2001, I was already treasurer of EcoBank. I understand senior management functions. So I'm not going to interfere. And somebody wrote a mess on Facebook the other day that because Nura is a senior partisan, I wanted to deal with my brother because he must bear the blunt of it. No way. He's my eldest. He is our father here. He is the eldest son of our late father here. But we will follow the process. I have never spoken about the incidents on radio. I will not get involved, but we will gingerly follow the situation to a logical end so that whoever, forget about CDC partisan, that may have misused their office to humiliate my bigger, but no, forget about him, to humiliate any other worker in any other institution will not go on. We are running a civilized government.
Okay.
So it's not about CDC partisan or not partisan, but our agency will not get involved in a process that is following due process, and investigations have been held, reports will be made, there's a senior management, there is recourse to the law. If you feel dissatisfied, we will exhaust all of those things. But for somebody to think that because they're my brother, so I'm gonna jump into it. Why you do that to my brother? Hey, slow down. The law will take its course.
The law will take its course is exactly what the lawmaker wrap up on. In 1 minute, Mr. Sibo, Representative Sibo. Yeah. In 1 minute, what's your own impression about the leadership of the House of Representatives? You've been under the gavel of Speaker Buffer Timbers. For a very long time, we've had is Speaker going 5 consecutive years with no trouble.
In your house, there can always be trouble. There's money trouble. You can't hear us at all.
But this trouble didn't lead to any removal.
Yeah, because it means that the speaker is doing good.
Okay.
He has managed to stabilize the flow. He has managed to work well along with his caucus.
Mm-hmm.
He has a very vibrant caucus.
Okay.
Thomas P. Fala, Akaras Gray, who are senior leaders on the House floor.
Mm-hmm.
They are all part of his caucus. So I think it's because of that he has been able to sail through. So again,
you go into elections October, you're going to be returning. You're going to maintain him. I'm asking Representative Dixon Sibo.
For you to retain somebody, you got to win for it.
So you're going you. So I'm asking you for your support.
You asking me for my support.
I'm asking you as to what's going to be your position.
But we got to win first now. So when we win, when we come back, then we make a decision.
Okay.
The only people who can decide who representatives who have won.
So assuming you've won, and he went to his own election, he too won the elections. You're back on Capitol Hill.
So the first thing I can say to you is I will also be qualified to be speaker.
Okay. You will also be qualified to be speaker. Cruiser, you want to come in studio quickly? We're going to take our break. When we come back, we take calls here on 87.9. Our guest is Representative Dixon Hulauli Sibo.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we are seeing in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Simon.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9. We go quickly to the lines and take our calls. Join us on 86500-104-776. 104 to be a part of the conversation here on 87.9. The representative of district number 16 is our guest. Let's take this first person on the line. Good afternoon. Let's hear you. Go ahead. Go ahead, Hussein.
I listen to Representative Sibo and really appreciate you for the level of work you have done in the district. But I have this concern, Representative Sibo. I listen to you many a time when lawmakers appear on this kind of platform. The more especially talk about personal projects, personal interventions. I want to understand what have you done in terms of working with institutions that are responsible for some of these persons in Denver. What type of scholarship given to students in their district? I think if you are passed to the Ministry of Education, you are being most preferable than you do it as a personal project.
Okay. You want you to pass it through the system. This question. Hello, 1 minute.
Hello.
Go ahead. Let's hear you. What's your name? Where you join us from? Good evening, my brother. Quickly, let's hear you.
My name is Abukare Korevo.
Go ahead, Abu, quickly.
Thank you. I know you to be the fire-burning lawmaker in your House of Representatives, and you are the lawmaker from the CDC. So there are some things I'm very on, especially from your district, other people are doing. So the phone is interesting. The agency
but we are not getting you. We are not getting you. I mean, his background is too noisy. This orange meaning thing is a trouble. This person, go ahead. 1 minute.
Hello, KOK.
Quickly, let's hear you. 1 minute, no time.
Yeah, KOK. This is my Orita Do, the president friend for Chicken Soup Factory.
Go ahead.
The response team.
Go ahead, ma'am.
Okay. First of all, I want to say hello to the honorable. Happy New Year.
Go ahead.
Yeah. You see, okay, I want to tell the honorable thank you. You see, I want to tell the honorable something for honor say. You see that district, that area they call Nuclear Town is for the crew people. So if you are a crewman residing within that place, you dare to make the people to feel happy. You dare that the people see the president impact. That is why the people on that side they voted you. But I went in the district, a lot of people saying negative things about you. I don't know whether that's true or not. So I want to appeal to the honorable, let him make the people to feel the impact of the president. That marathon, when the old man used to go to clean the beaches, they do that one, the people used to benefit, but now, president, the whole era, seal up. So I thank you, honorable. I love you.
Okay.
And Happy New Year once again.
Thank you very much. Thank you. I'll leave you right there. She's interested in the, reopening of the beach and waterways. This person, go ahead. 1 minute.
Hello, Mr. Khan, how are you?
We're great, Chief. What's your name? Where you join us from?
Yeah. Hello to my great honorable
He's listening.
Yeah, okay. The honorable just said something, Jason. When you dress the devil, you have to figure. I know. I'm sorry. My name is Emmanuel Skazulu. I'm calling from Banja Pisade, Virginia.
Go ahead.
Yeah. When you dress the devil, you have to figure to protect the devil. I listen to him carefully. The man is not president for CDC. He's president for the whole nation. So before you get to him, your office should be highly respected. So thank you, Mr. Sibo. Thank you for your good work and continue.
Okay. Thank you very much. We leave you right there. Let's take this other person quickly. This person, go ahead.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Let's hear you, Chief.
Good evening to the honorable Yeah, I just want to commend the honorable for his brilliant work in his history. And I listened to him, he spoke diligently. And, with the library, we have not been able to be sincere to one another. The job that the honorable have been able to do in his community, if we part in the district system, I've been there, I had of families in the community there, even in the district system there, I got friends, I got families in Alekene, and I got people to be a factory, I got family there. But I've passed through all the places that I've been able to find around to do my own, searching to see all the jobs that he has been able to do in the community. So I just want to appreciate the honorable that he should keep focusing his job doing, and we wish his re-election that God will promote him and God will empower him for the people of this city.
We'll leave you right there. Thank you very much. Let's leave you and take the last 4 callers quickly. This person, hello, go ahead.
Hello.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel Richardson, and I joined the conversation from Upper Carwell.
Go ahead, Emmanuel. Let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, and I would like to say thanks to Honorable Sibo. Look, you see the problem having our country? People will never want to give people the flower when they know they stay alive. And if you check it right, Montserrat, there are so many districts that we can name here that even some of the districts are even wishing to get a lawmaker called Sibo. But our people don't really understand. This man has online everything he has done, the things that he promised that he would do, he has done some of it, and yet it's still going on. So let's give the brother a chance, let's see how we can work along with him, so he can help to make district 16 a better place. Why people think that he says here for 5 years, everything will just happen right away? It's not possible. So I just want to say thanks to honorable people, and I pray that you will do more. Thank you very much, honorable.
Okay, we leave you right there. Let's take this other person. There are 2 minute calls coming in. The people from Nickertown, they are calling. Let's take this person. Go ahead. Let's hear you.
Yeah, good evening to you, Khan, and good evening to one of the workaholic CEO. I mean, the workaholic honorable of our town. It's a evening where we.
Go ahead. Oh my God. Let's leave you and take this person. I don't know why he went off. Go ahead. Hello.
Yeah. Good evening, Thank you. I'm Emmanuel M. Super Jr., an associate of the Intellectual Lives of Liberia.
Go ahead, quickly. 1 minute, my brother.
From the Office of the Intellectual Lives. Sorry. I want to say good evening to
to our honorable man, people. He's one influential lawmaker that whenever he comes on the public media, we are all turned to it. So I want to appreciate him for the level of work he's doing, in the government. But then there is my little disagreement with Honorable Sibo. This issue about the 30K. From now to Judgment Day, we as Liberian Conscious Minded Citizens will always disagree with the issue of lawmakers allocating 30K to themselves. Why it is proven that some of them are doing for their various constituents in their intention they're using it for their people. But other lawmakers are not using it to benefit their people. And we don't want to start calling it the lawmakers name because we don't know if the script has ever benefited from the dedicated identity over time. So based on this very reason, we do not think it is necessary that lawmakers should allocate dedicated to themselves.
Okay. You don't think it's necessary? Yeah. He's not in support of that. This person, 1 minute.
Yeah, hello, how are you doing?
We're great. Quickly, let's hear you, sir.
Yeah, this is Eddie P from Chicken Soup Factory. Remember to respond in different thing.
Go ahead, Eddie.
Sometimes I'm just disappointed, to be honest. The only time you will see some of the lawmakers coming out because of the election. But one good thing I will want for you to do or will come, just come around Douala and interview the people. You will get a response, they can get our representative, get these people. It's very, very discouraging. So if you say he will win the election, I don't know what means he will win the election and people disappointed in you. For me, one was time I in you.
Okay.
The only thing I know that the representative have done, when they maybe beat the passion and maybe party contact. What have you done for the people?
Hello, LP. The lawmaker just told you he was able to lobby to ensure that those houses were built. So the lawmakers to build a LDP. Hello. The lawmaker too said he built a police station that was never there. You want to talk about that one too? Okay, all right. Okay, you saw the police station. Thank you very much. You saw the police station, and I think that's what we needed to confirm. Let's take this international caller. What's your name? Where you join us from?
Hi, my name is Desmond Wakado, calling from Delaware County, Pennsylvania.
Go ahead from Delaware County. Let's hear you.
Yeah, first, just want to say hi to the honorable man, and also I've been following the conversation. My point stems from former Representative Ford, who have been making a lot of talks about some of the development processes.
Okay.
I was fortunate to work with Ford back then when I was much younger at his school. I don't see how you disentangle projects that have been done within the district outside the representative's own advocacy.
Okay.
A lot of the things Ford did over there was based on his advocacy, but he's trying to put them on his own back and say, I did this for the district, and we can actually streamline just a few of the things that he have done. Representatives who have been advocating for the community and have actually made structures. We can reference the Douala market. We can also reference the housing communities, the police stations. Those are things that wouldn't have been done without his advocacy.
Okay.
So when people actually want to preach politics, we will ask that they actually come out clear so that everybody can know their intent. You know, you can be advocating that you want to build colleges for the district, and you use your money to build colleges for yourself and benefit from it. And then you're also asking somebody else to do something that you should have done when you were there for 12 years. So that's all I wanted to say this morning.
Okay, thank you very much. From the States, let's go back to the U.S. From the U.S. to the U.S. Let's see this other person. Go ahead, let's hear you.
Hey, KOK.
What's your name? Where you join us from?
Yeah, my name is Hussein, calling from Delaware County.
Go ahead, Hussein, from Delaware County. Let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you, KOK. Yeah, I just want to say thanks to the Honorable in studio there. And this is my little suggestion I want to give to Honorable. You know, KOK, one of the problems that affecting our people has to do with lack of understanding. You know, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but you see, our people, most of them don't know about some of the function of their lawmakers. Some of them don't know how some of these things work in the district that our people are representing them in. So if the honorable can even start engaging some of these young people, like for the month, like maybe even town hall meeting where people will engage with their lawmakers, where they will come up to understand, ask questions to see how some of these things work, it will help for the young people to start understanding how these things work in the country in Liberia. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. We're going to go, and squeeze in the last batch of individuals. Then we go back to the lawmaker for his response. This person, 1 minute.
Yeah, okay.
Good evening, Chief. Let's hear you. From Nigo Town. Let's hear you. Your lawmaker is listening.
Yeah, I don't want to say thank to the honorable minister. I don't want to say that honorable God take all people the error for coming in election 2023. The error for the election with the 10-year-old child are going to be error for flattening election. So I said error.
No. Hello. I mean, I'm not getting exactly what you're saying. You want to take your time to say that?
I said the honorable minister take all error for coming in election for coming in way for 2023. The error for getting the way for 18-year-old child for election. The 18-year-old child will be error for flat 2023. Because error for the place that error for verse 1 and you go invest and you come back there. But don't have to tell the honorable man. If we say that you're not doing anything for the state school, we'll be wanting more video effort. So don't have to do for in the state school, but not to say we're not like you, to say we're not going to vote for you. I know you or a division, and also on the TK will make sure okay 2023 will make sure you win 2023 by the grace of God.
Okay.
So thank you.
We leave you right there. We take this other person. 1 minute. Go ahead.
Good evening. KOK, how are you, my brother?
And we're good, my brother.
Yeah. Let me say a pleasant good evening to the honorable in the studio. I am Siaka Espas Ojia. I do join you from Vancouver Avenue.
Go ahead.
I listen to what all the honorable have said. And let me first of all commend him for a hard work done in district number 16. Now, you see, in some of these people having to be in our district, going to be more excited. As for me, I'm on district number 17, where we have an unelected representative, Hassan Eska Zulu. The man, he was elected by the masses, according to him.
No, but we are not discussing. We are not discussing Henson Kazulu here today.
Yeah, I know. It's a complete reference that I want to give to him.
Okay.
Concerning on the 30K that was dispatched among these lawmakers, when the people went to a house to even ask for a death, they put police people on it and fought the people. Just imagine. Honorable Hassan Kazuli is not even able to do nothing for himself in that district. But I think if we can get Honorable different people in that area to represent.
So he should go to District 17 to go contest. Is that what you are requesting?
Sure.
Okay. We'll leave you right there. Let's take the other person. Hello, 1 minute.
Yeah, hello, okay.
Go ahead, Chief. Let's hear you.
Let me say hi to Honorable Dixon. This is James Laber, and I call you from the Council of West Point. Yeah, Honorable, let me say thank you to the level of hard work in the House and also in the district number 16. Let me appreciate it so much. Honorable, I just want you to please give us clarity on the issue of the beach and waterway fight that we heard that you have started. We want in depth of that identical project. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, my brother. Let's leave you right there. And yes, we should have had Honorable Daton in studio, but again, he did not show up, and so protocol has changed. We continue. Let's take this person. Hello, go ahead. 1 minute. You're from the States.
Yes, Jerome Gilman from Miami.
Jerome Gilman from Miami, Florida. Go ahead, from Miami. Let's hear you.
Great show. Welcome back. The Honorable, thank you very much for your work. I have been following most of the work you do. One complaint I have, or one suggestion I have, is that you should take time and put public relations in your budget. I think you should be on the air, maybe quarterly, to inform the public about all the great things that you have done and continue to do. So there can be no argument here when time comes for us to promote the good things you do. The media media is your friend. I think you have to have a line item in your budget for the media that they can go and, nobody's going to, the opposition is not going to come here and praise you. But you also have to do the work, show what you have done, what you continue to do. You have done some great things.
Okay.
There should be no argument here. Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much. Thank you. We'll leave you right there. We will take the Negro Town people can call too plenty of times. Just question 1 minute.
Hello.
Go ahead.
My name is Jariton Carrot Dennis, member of the General Council.
Go ahead.
I'm joining from the Banner District 14. Yeah. Thank you also,
What fish do you have to fry in District 16? You're from District 14.
No, that's my love maker. It's a blood maker of the bureau.
Okay.
It's my love maker. It's my season love maker.
Okay.
Me just call to him because I've been following a advocate over the court for the 12 years. But beyond the mirror, beyond the people office, we are begging you on our DC Cebu. It's there, that's our District 14. I speak at the gadget door. We want to pay visit at your place. You want to discuss my party matters. I want to do our district.
Okay.
Hello, ma'am.
No, you got your district lawmaker. Why you want to go to the other man district? Let's take the other person. Hello.
Hello.
Go ahead. Let's hear you 1 minute.
Yeah, this is the voice of Round 4C passing. And I'm calling from the headquarters of the Intellectual Army of the Blue Revolution as national chairman.
Go ahead, Chief. Let's hear you.
Before they begin by appreciating the everyday lawmaker Honorable Jason Wawisibu for his splendid elucidation as it relates to issues of great concern within the borough of Kuta and Labra at large. It's very clear that Honorable Siwa has performed tremendously, so the masses of the borough of Kuta have resolved to carry for 12 consecutive years. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
We leave you, we take the last three, then we call your day. Quickly, this question. Let's hear you.
Hello?
Go ahead.
Hello?
Go ahead.
This is James Lawrence Jimpan, the Vice Chair for Interparty from the Youth League. Let me say bravo to our lawmaker, Honorable Jason Wawisibu, for the many efforts he has applied in our district. Let me just applaud him for the $1 million scholarship since he ascended to that position as lawmaker for our district. No representative within this district have ever carried on this initiative and been consistent and been committed to this endeavor. And there are a couple of projects that you have initiated through an oversight responsibility, that which is the deep well, the blacking of the ocean, in couple with the police station, and so many projects that, let me just say to all of the aspirant that honestly there is no vacancy.
Okay, we take the last two. Quickly, let's hear you.
Hello.
Go ahead, let's hear you, Chief.
Yeah, this is the voice of Jimmy Musa Wallo, and I join you from the headquarters of the Intellectual Army of the Blue Revolution. Let me first begin by appreciating Honorable Siwo for the word spoken, because he spoke expediently, and to have made Honorable Siwo is one of the lawmakers that we have trusted in the Republic of Liberia. That is why we are giving the name the Siwa Mane lawmaker.
Okay.
Because his work.
Thank you. You've given him the Siwa lawmaker title. Let's take this other person. I will attack
you. Thank you.
Go ahead. You're the last person.
Okay, this is Marcy calling. Member of the responsive. I'm calling from Clarendon.
You are not in Negro Town. You are not in Negro Town. What fish do you have to fry in it?
I got fish to fry because of my love, because of my party. So don't answer that question, please. I'm not dealing with you.
Okay, we leave you right there.
You have to know your papa. Don't mind me. You want David Spell your whole head? Yeah, man. Don't David Spell that man. I mean, I see your man for you, my man. Let me say thank you for your hard work, for your explanation. I think they put and listen to the video, they hear you. What all you said, the explanation, I think it passed through that ear, it entered their brain. Let me tell you that's just for anybody in my part. Anybody can go there, but we can look at it when you take in that district. The one will carry you, what will speak for you. Don't care for anybody. Do it see what will do to one of your feeling you go. Don't listen to anybody in that district. You can't please anybody in that district, my brother. Ask you what you do. You don't say give a Christian fight, what about human being? So no man, what you want to do for people? When there's no one good for them, they will carry you. When they feel like the power is good, it's get them where just the two of you. When you are coming out there, if you see what I can do for you, get it there. But Mr. Timo, be patient with them. When they have to do it, take care, my child.
Thank you very much. We'll leave you right there, Man Sisi, the only caller who is always on my neck. Yeah, I will soon make you co-host to this show. Trust me, Man Sisi, you will be the second co-host to Alexa. Honorable Sivo, we could take several other calls, but again, we're unable to do so. Let's take our break. We'll come back. You respond to, most of the concern. Let's take this quick break to be right back.
Yo, hello. I want to talk about violence. More violence is indiscriminate. It can happen for any reason and to anyone. Until we do something to stop the surge of vigilante-style justice in this country, none of us will be safe. My Liberia is Liberia of hope. In my Liberia, it is possible. Violence is not part of my Liberia. Violence leads to property damage, injury, or even death, as we have seen in recent months in several parts of Liberia, including Monrovia. Talk to people in your community about violence. Stand up against mob justice. Be a community hero. Liberia is all that we have. We must all unite to uphold the rule of law. Thanks for listening. This is Old Man Sam Simon.
Okay, so welcome back to the program Freedom Hub on 87.9, the official voice of Freedom Communications Incorporated. We're very sorry. We should have had the Deputy Minister for Education at the Ministry of Education, as a matter of fact. But protocol change, he did not come. And so we'll wait for the time he will be ready. And then we'll talk education matters. But until then, we're going to run over. Yeah, we're going to do that. We're going to run over to Honorable Sibo. You got a lot of callers. Most of them expressed their concern. The beach and waterway situation is one. Somebody also texted me to ask you about the status of the bridge linking two of your communities, Central Nikru Town and the St. Paul Bridge area. Where are we with those issues? Then you can respond to the rest of the other concerns.
So let me just start from there before I go to this the barrage of questions. Of concerns that I have here. So fortunately, when we opened on Monday, I had the opportunity to have to speak with the Minister of Public Works, just to give her own reassurance that our role in question, which is going to serve as a relief for the people traveling from the Banjo or Bomi or Kibma and coming to Monrovia, that's going to be situated between the Island Clinic and Central Nikru Town, Trawayne. It's in the budget this year, and it's part of the project, the Bridge to Bridge project. And so again, once that the project has started, and we are sure that rule is going to be done. Our hope is that it is done this year, because again, the traffic is getting crazy every day, and we think that with that relief, those who apply in the streets from the city from that side will have to use the Central Nikru Town, and it's going to be a bustling for us economically. So that's why we are pushing that case to be done. So we have been giving some more assurance that it's going to be done. Most of the questions callers that called were applauding us for our work, and of course there were challenges that some people want us to do more. This work is a never-ending work, and so as you do more is going to be created by itself.
Eddie Feder said you should not claim the President Housing Project.
So when he called initially, I thought he was calling as a serious fellow, and the reason I said it is that you go to a Douala market, and you say you were interviewing people, and you say people were saying Babati, then you're not in Douala. That's the first thing. The second thing is when he made a comment that we've done nothing, and he say, it tells me that he is just another person who is in another space. So I will not give him credence, but this is what I'm going to say, that we need to open our ears to whatever people say. You can take the good from in it, you can take some bad from in it, improve on it, and do better. So again, for the better lack of words, I know that he was not talking truthfully. He wants to be political, and he chose the wrong place to go be political in Douala Market, where we have given women money to make business in Douala Market, where petty traders have received money to expand their business in dollar market that we've built a new structure. You are misplaced, misinformed. You are talking like you are in Planet X. Let me go to, Emmanuel Tuba is clear like you that he doesn't think the 30,000 should be given. Again, I still stand by my position, and I think that if people must receive government money, the accountability portion should be clearer so that people make account of whatever monies they use. I mean, people will question whether it should go to that lawmakers directly, but I think the dividend that we have received over the period, I'm of the conviction that it should still be given to lawmakers as operational money or engagement money, but the accountability part of it should be a key in the usage of the funding. Orita, though, issue that she raised in terms of negativity is because of the issue of the maritime region waterway project.
Sure.
Orita raised that issue, and someone else raised the issue on the clarity that James Lemon.
What is the situation? I mean,
the beach and waterway project ended.
Okay.
They had a memorandum of understanding between they and all of the workers, the Ministry of Youth and Sport. That project ended. But it ended in the memorandum of understanding, giving the caveat that if any program of such nature is re-established, they will be having first option. There's people who work there.
Okay.
Unfortunately, there is a program, I don't know the acronym for it, but it's a youth program that is intended to do almost the same work. Unfortunately, the backing of that last memorandum of understanding was not adhered to. 2 beaches are dilapidated. They are not clean. They are dirty. People still go back on the beach. All of the things that the Beach and Waterway Project did before, nothing has been done. So my point is, if you replace the project, then you gotta do the beaches and waterways still. If that is not done, then it's important that the Beach and Waterway Project be reinstated. So we have managed with other colleagues. We are going to reinstate the Beach and Waterway Project. We have 1 million.
How soon is that? Is that
in this budget? In this budget,
okay.
There's 1 million in the budget that is going to be going to the new program. We said no. We want the Beach and Waterway Project
to be reactivated.
Yes, of course. But we are making a further case because it takes up to $4 million to do the Beach and Waterway Project, and we are going to find the money in the budget. We've spoken to the chairman on Ways, Mr. Finance. The deputy speaker is involved. The speaker is involved. We are going to ensure that that project is reinstated, or whatever project they have is made to live to the memorandum of understanding, and the beaches and waterway are kept clean. So we are going to go back to that level. Someone, I like Waka who called from the States. I mean, he just nailed it. Just to say that to reintegrate the hypocrisy being played by Dr. In my view, I think he was joking. I don't think he means well. I mean that he's running. I think he's joking.
No, the man's running.
I just say
you took the job. The man want to do what you did to him.
Yeah. Good, but I'm just saying. I think from all what I know, I think he's joking. Because if the
Honorable Four is joking
if the exceptions he made,
were you joking in 2017 when you won the elections?
I was not joking because I was clear on issues.
Okay.
The exceptions he making that details will be college, that no project, that so to say that they mean you joking.
Okay.
Because you know that it is forceful from the belly of the devil. So based on that, and knowing who I know Dr. For is, I think he's joking. We need to pay some more attention and give his school some support and see where he goes. But I think he's joking. So Waka plays it very well. You cannot claim projects you did under your regime as your project, even though you didn't put 1 cent in it. But you claim a project that I've done in my regime is government's project, is the president's project. That is hypocrisy, not to mention any other word. Somebody spoke about something else that I made. Yeah, Hussein gave me a very good advice, which I take very seriously. As a matter of fact, we'll be doing town hall meetings. We used to do town hall meetings to give our annual report. Now we're degenerating it now to community engagement. So in the past, between October, November, December, we did 15 of our 27 communities. We still got 12 to do. And in those community meetings, you give more information. I didn't know that all the things you are doing, nobody told us. You understand what I'm saying? So that meeting, in fact, after we went to 15 communities, I saw indeed that out of every 10 people we spoke to, at least 7 of them were in line with us.
Okay.
So again, well, since your advice is already taken, but we emphasize it and we'll do it a lot more. Yes, Kezulu, one Kezulu call and he agree with me. Seeing President George Weah, whether you see lawmaker or not, no CDC lawmaker, every lawmaker will see President George Weah. But we need to understand that the president is not the regular George Weah. And so I don't go to him often, but when it's important to go to him, I go to him and see him. He comes to my district often as possible and we interact. But I will not think in my mind that this person is the same George Weah I knew 2013 or 2014. He is the president of the Republic of Liberia. And as such, I must respect that and see him based on schedule. Someone call and make an assertion concerning Nukutown being for cool people. Let's be clear now. Yes, from the beginning, the way Nukutown came into being, it was people living from old Nukutown to Nukutown.
That's original though.
Yes, we need to make it clear. Today, as Nukutown is a configuration of crews, but a lot of other people. There are foolers who are married to cool people. There are kisses, there are bastards, there are crowns. Every other tribe is in Nukutown. So all of us, we coexist and we live together. And I used to throw a joke that when you Mandingo crew.
Okay.
And the reason I threw that joke is because the place is Nukutown. But mind you, Mandingo Mel was living there ever since. He has both kids in Nukutown. I'm a born kids in Nukutown who are having relationship with crew people. So we are all crews now. But let's be clear that statement in my mind is in no way meaning to discriminate against any tribe.
Okay.
Because every person who lives in Nukutown is equally a Nukutanian, and we respect them as crew also. Whether you Gio crew. Whether you Bassa, you Bassa crew. Okay. So also we are crews in Nukutown. I just thought to make that point very clear before it slips in my mind. Finally, most of the other people who call KOK telling me I'll keep up the good job. But I'm not going to leave this place with my head above the water.
Okay.
Because people say I'm going to keep up the good job. There's a lot to be done. We'll keep our feet to the fire. We'll challenge ourselves. People need to get more. And so all of the projects we've been doing in the past week, we've done the Zumantown Road, we've done the Island Clinic Road, rehabilitation. We are on D12 Thankfully, the president saw our job in D12 He has consented. Finally, we have final approval that D12 is going to be carpeted. We got to continue engaging. And one thing is we're not going to let down. Kids will go to school. And that is going to be our signature project. We're not going to let it down. Thank you very much.
We're going to go. But before we leave, Mr. Representative, sorry, I'm taking you back. Some of your colleagues have concessions in their district. They will always be at the different companies and concessions in their district. You got beer factory to your place. You got how many of the other
Mano users?
All of the different. What's the relationship? Do you go there, you take money, you put it in your pocket?
No. Okay. Even ask that question is denigrating as far as I'm concerned.
Some lawmakers do that.
No. So I'm Dixon Sibo.
Okay.
But this is what I do. The folks, especially who work at Mano, have had problem with Mano for a long time.
Okay.
I was able to do a mediation between Mano of them in terms of their payments, in terms of their minimum wage. And in terms of being employed, tons of them were on that place forever as contractors.
Okay.
One point in time, you heard one big noise at Mano.
Sure.
We quieted the noise and ensured that all parties were satisfied. That's the rule we play with Mano. You understand? If there is a corporate social issue we want to do with Mano, we will write openly to them and we will not go chasing after them.
The Happiness Factory.
A beer factory. The same relationship we have with beer factory. Guess what we did on the project we did with the police station?
Okay.
Because we had used all of the monies we had and added our own funding, we were stuck now with having furniture in that police station. Beer factory took the responsibility and bought us furniture of almost $7,000.
Okay.
That's the kind of relationship we have. We don't have personal relationship with them. Our personal relationship is to ensure that our people who work with them, our constituents, are satisfied on their job and they are being paid equal pay for equal job they do.
They are being paid equal pay for equal job that they do. The voice of Honorable Dixon Ulauli Sibo, the lawmaker, District Number 16, Montserrat County, Republic of Liberia.
Colleagues, this is a two-faced issue.
This is a critical issue in this country, and we must stand up and speak the truth. Because for you to use
Okay, so that's exactly what it is. We're gonna be leaving here to return on tomorrow for the weekend's edition. My name is Kyle. Until I return, have a wonderful, wonderful time here on 87.9. Bye bye.